Hey guys, it's John from Album Review TV. Time for a review of the highly anticipated new studio album from Avenged Sevenfold. Sadly, the first without any musical contributions of former member of the Rev, Jimmy Sullivan, that passed away in December of 2009. And does it show and reflect on this record? Yes, obviously the band has changed a lot without him. They've had to grow and continue moving without Jimmy. And they've got their new drummer, his name's Aaron, and he's a really solid drummer. People actually just give him a lot of crap, honestly, because, oh, he's not the Rev. And obviously he's never going to be that. And people are saying that his drumming is not as good. But before we even get into the album and discussing the tracks, I just want to throw it out there, that Matt and Sinister, and the other guys kind of asked him to tone it down a bit on the drumming, because that's the feel that they were going for. They wanted something that you could groove to, not something that you're not gonna hear Aaron tearing it up on the drums necessarily on any of these tracks. It's more rhythm founded, honestly. The way it moves with the guitar from Sinister and the bass from Johnny, it just all works together and makes this great classic kind of metal sound with the Avenged twist on many of these songs. And starting off this record really strong is Shepard of Fire. Now, I know it was used in the new Call of Duty trailer or whatever, and I'm kind of over the whole Avenged Sevenfold Call of Duty. Every single time a map or a game is released, Avenged Sevenfold is on the soundtrack. But Shepard of Fire is an amazing opener to this record, just for the sheer amount of just, like I said, it's got a little bit of that classic metal, but at the same time, it's definitely so Avenged you could just taste it. The way the guitars are just layered and kind of slam at you with the riffs, it's really catchy. It's something that immediately I feel like longtime fans and newcomers are going to appreciate. And the same thing goes for Hail to the King, the title track from this new album. Hail to the King is something that after a couple of listens I instantly knew I was going to love it just as much as some of their past work. Hail to the King is the perfect balance of new and old Avenged Sevenfold. They meet in the middle, and this is like their child right here. Hail to the King, first single. It's got this amazing guitar solo on it, laced with vocals and lyrics that you would just expect from M Shadows. Matt's really belting it out there on the Hail to the King. I really like the way this song was crafted. They really did a good job on the themes of some of these records. I like the fact that they did the whole thing, except for one part, we'll get to that, but I like the way that they kind of related it back to like old times when the king was the highest thing in power. That kind of is what the album cover kind of means to me, and the whole theme of many of this is just like bow down to the king. Tracks like This Mean War and Doing Time are a little bit something that kind of threw me for a loop at first, something that I wouldn't have expected. Like songs like Doing Time, it's kind of a short track that just really, it takes a little bit to grow on you. I feel like lyrically it's not exactly what I expected for this album, but I really like the way that the guitars really kind of light up this song, and the drums kind of spark the energy here and keep fueling the fire. This Means War actually has a really cool guitar riff throughout this song. I didn't like it that much at first, but honestly a lot of these tracks on this album are growers, ones that are going to grow on you. Are they going to be as great as stuff off of City of Evil, Waking the Fallen? Not necessarily, because everyone likes and has those albums that mean the most to them. And is this one that I'm connecting with as much emotionally? No, but at the same time there are a lot of great tracks on this record. I like when they slow it down, especially on Crimson Day, that one right there, and even Acid Rain, which closes out the record on a great note. I really like the way both of those songs were written. They're a little bit more personal, and they kind of slow things down, but the guitars sound really cool with the way that they kind of did a little bit of the reverb on some of the sounds that are tried on those songs. It's a little bit hard to explain, but honestly it's just a good feeling when you're listening to those tracks. Planets is a song that I absolutely cannot stand. Skip it. I can't even, that song right there, it just seems so lyrically generic. It seems like it wasn't well thought out at all. Planets collide. What the hell are you talking about? I'm sorry, but that track just does not work for me. I don't connect to it on any level. Heretic is another one that I'm kind of on the fence about. not really, you know, it's a song that I hate, obviously, but at the same time, it's not one that I'm, once again, connecting with, something that draws me in and says, yes, this has definitely got the Avenged twist on it. I can see this, them taking this, you know, classic metal style and owning it and making it their own here on this track in particular. That's not something I could say. Now, there are a few other tracks that I am enjoying, Requiem being one of those, minus the choir effect, but we'll talk more about that when Nate comes in with the second opinion. And of course, Coming Home, which is possibly my overall favorite on this record. That track just really stands out from the pack to me. Sinister Gates did such a good job. The guitar carries so much of this album. The drums are something, yes, to fall back on, as well as the great bass work, but honestly, this album is guitar driven. Sin really stepped up here and just really shows what he can do. There's guitar solos on so many of these tracks, and this one right here in particular that I'm talking about on Coming Home is like 2 minutes long, and Sin is just all over the place on the frets. It sounds amazing. Now, one thing I will criticize is that they kind of stuck to a formula, a pattern, if you will, for many of these songs. The way they were crafted, they follow a specific formula, and none of the songs really stray too far from that. But let's go ahead and get Nate in here with the second opinion.
Alright guys, I'm here to talk a little bit about Hail to the King. Been a long time Avenged Sevenfold fan.
Probably the biggest fan I know. I just want to know overall, like, how does this hold up to their past work for you, being such a big fan?
Comparing it to their last albums, it's completely different. Obviously because, I mean, Jimmy wasn't on this album, and the new drummer Aaron, they specifically told him that they wanted him to just tone the drums completely back, and that's good because it definitely captured that classic metal feel. But on some of the songs, it was like it needed a little bit more.
Right.
Hail to the King, I definitely loved that. Not only the drumming on it, it just kind of fit the song perfectly, but also on Coming Home. That's my favorite track on the album. The guitar work throughout the entire album is phenomenal. Sinister Gates, he did just a great job. The solos are great. The intensity of the song Requiem is, I just absolutely love the guitar riff in that song. It's just so powerful, and just it makes you just want to punch something. And
you know what makes me want to punch something? The choir intro on that song.
Yeah,
on Requiem.
That's it. Oof. That's a big touchy subject.
It's a touchy subject around here with the A7X fans. You know?
It's really bad. I didn't like it at all. It stands out so far away from everything else on the album. And I mean, I know they were trying to go with the theme, like Hail to the King, old kind of stuff, and you know, it's back in that middle age era, but it just didn't go good. Even on the track itself, it seems like they put that track above everything else, and
right.
It's definitely the most predominant thing on there.
And what would you say, like, besides that one being your overall favorite, what would your the other favorites for you on the record be?
Well, actually, my favorite would be Coming Home.
That's right. Coming Home, the 6.5 minute epic.
Yeah, the guitar solo is awesome. It's incredible in that song. I think it's nearly 2 minutes long, and just the drumming in that one. It's more picked up, more upbeat, and it just seems to fit better. We were talking about it earlier, and before we came and did this, and it's Hail to the King. To me, it's the classic metal with some Avenged twist.
We can throw us on that. I feel that way too.
Yeah. And then like Coming Home, it's Avenged, but it has that classic metal twist on it.
Right. So those two being your favorites overall. Our camera battery is about to go out on us here. Any final thoughts for the record?
Final thoughts, just great work for Sinister Gates. And
overall rating? Out of 5, what would you say?
I give it a 3.8 out of 5.
Okay, that's fair.
Or 3.5.
That's fair. So let us know what you guys thought down in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed our collaborative review here. Once again, I try to get Nate in here from time to time on some of these metal reviews because, you know, the metal god right here. I got legit friends. I got friends in the metal scene. I can be cool too. Leave it in the comments, guys, what you thought about the record. See you very soon. Thanks for watching and subscribing.